Blessings, family, and welcome to How to Astral Project. I am your host, Rion, and I am here to show you guys a technique that I developed, I believe, when I was 19 years old. I reloaded these videos, the technique I taught myself when I was 19, on my original channel, D07, and it was How to Astral Project, full version. You might have seen it, you might not. The key to this equation, this key to this technique, is actually using the candle technique, is what I reference it as. And in this technique, it allows your mind to focus on something very, very, very small. Many spiritual healers and gurus, or whatever you might want to call them out there these days, they always talk about how important it is to still the mind and to gather all of your focus and place it in one place. For when you can do this, you can actually block out the outside world, get into your center, and then you can actually achieve many great things. So with that, let's begin. All you need to do to try this out at home, for all of you guys around the planet, they would love to learn how to turn on your third eye, your pineal gland, your God's eye. This technique will aid you in understanding the focus necessary and the importance of sticking with it. Just so you guys know, before we start, it took me 8 months before my eyes came on completely. 8 months of doing this technique every single night, and I will show you the progression of that, where you might only need the candle, say, for the first couple days, first week, and I'll explain to you more about that as we do it. So here we go. First thing you do, get a lighter, get a white candle, light it up. Light it up. Fire it off. There we go. So, as you light the candle, this is what I want you to focus on. As you kind of zoom in and you're staring at the candle, okay, you will notice where the flame actually hits the atmosphere around, the air, space around that flame. There is a space, maybe about 1 to 2 millimeters, maybe 1 millimeter, depending on how big your flame is, how big your candle is, okay? What I want you to do is, with your eyes, lock on to the space between where that flame is and actually where it hits the atmosphere. There's a little magical space in between there. We're going to call that magical space our dimensional rift between dimensions. Fire has always been used as a gateway between, and a doorway between worlds. Always been, always will be, always has been. Okay? So, as you're staring at this little gap between the flame, what happens is, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced when you're watching TV sometimes, and you look away from the TV, you look back in the TV, you might be looking at a little 13-inch TV, but all of a sudden that TV looks like it's, huge TV. Your eyes play tricks on you sometimes. If you're staring at something or staring at your phone, and your eyes they kind of lock on and they really zoom in. It's the same type of thing, which I'm asking you to do right now with this flame. Your eyes are going to adjust and then readjust, and then adjust and then readjust, so you can lock on to the border of that flame. If you're familiar with the magic eye posters, it came out in the 90s. It's basically a 2D image of a bunch of fractals. I'll put one behind me. However, when you stare at the 3D image or the magic eye poster, all of a sudden your eyes adjust, relax, and all of a sudden here comes that 3D image that pops out of the 2D. Again, another reflection of staring at the edge or the barrier of this candle. Your eyes need to relax. Okay? So, as your eyes are staring at this candle, I want you to feel begin to expand your field. And this is what happens for me, and for many of you who use your third eye. In this density, everything is very, very compressed. However, your energy bodies and our energy bodies, when we truly get into our power, they expand. Okay? Expand, 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 expand. Okay? If you guys have ever seen the movie Tron, okay? When Tron's dad, or forget the main character's dad, when the one girl gets hurt, and the dad wants to fix her DNA, he pulls out her DNA, right, and then expands it, boom, so you can see what he's looking at, and then he can adjust. Then he files it back in, puts it back into the construct. What I'm getting to is, as you expand your vision, expand your mind, start utilizing a 3D camera, this becomes that much easier for you to do. I'm going to give you little tidbits and hints, because I want this video to be a little different than the original video you watched, okay? I'm trying to give you little hints of what I'm trying to explain to you. Alright. Now, back to the candle. Once you have that barrier locked in, it'll take you between 8 to 10 minutes the first time you do this. It is not 35 seconds, it is not 1 minute, it is about 8 to 10 minutes before your eyes adjust to the barrier between where the flame hits the ether, hits the atmosphere, the air around it. Okay? What happens is, once that happens, you're going to casually look up, and what you're going to see in the beginning is you're going to see the reflection of that little candle, that little ingrain that burned into, your focus point, your focus. And when you turn your head, you're going to see that little candle move left, move right. It's going to go over here, it's going to go over there, wherever you feel it, it's going to move around. That's not important. This is important. Where that refraction settles is important, for that is your focus point. Okay? So this candle is going to move all the way around, this little candle lit, it's going to move all the way around, all of a sudden it's going to stop. It usually stops right here. Okay, so looking from the side, it stops right here, where my fingernail is, right here. Okay. Now, that is your focus point. Okay. You can also do this with a light bulb. I like the candle because it fluxes and moves, and with the wind and the breath and everything else, it's very natural using the flame. You can also do this with the sun, during sun gazing, during the dawn or dusk hours. The native way is that if the sun is orange or pink, you're good to go. If it's solid yellow, not the best time to sun gaze. Just giving you a little heads up out there. And be very careful with your eyes. Now, as you've locked into your focus point, and you have it in front of you, okay, this is practice for you when you lay down. Literally, you could be in your room right now, in the dark, just got this, the flame burning right here in front of you, with your eyes locked onto it. Now go lay down in your bed, okay? Or if you're sitting up in your bed, lay down. Close your eyes. You will still see the ingrain of that flame in your eyes when you're with your eyes closed. Okay? Where it settles, this is what I want you to do. I want you to understand that your vessel, your body, is a fusion engine which runs off your heart. I want you to remember the amount of draw and force that exists inside of us. I want you to remember these things. Okay? This supernatural force of the universe which courses through our veins. Okay? So as you're sitting there, I want you to pull that energy up from the ground. Say you're laying flat on your back. I want you to feel the energy from your toes, run up your legs to your stomach, your chi reservoir, boom, hit your heart, boom, you flex. And I want you to pull all of that energy from your life force, and I want you to move it up, and then I want you to direct it right to your pineal gland, your third eye. And what I do is it's kind of like a wave, guys. It comes up, and then it crashes. Comes up, it arcs, and then it locks on and crashes. Okay, just like a wave. But it's your energy wave, it's your energy signature, and it is your will which powers this wave. So as you feel that energy rising in your body, it arcs, you angle it back towards your little triangle here, your third eye. Okay? And this is what I want you to do. Take that energy, you focus it right, you lock on right to where that focus point is, where that candle is, that's focused. It's floating right here in front of you, okay? Right here. Now I want to add the rotation. Here we go. Everything in the universe rotates. We rotate around the sun. Our DNA rotates. Everything is rotating always around us. Understand this. So, to go, counterclockwise spin. Okay? Counterclockwise. So, here we go. Here's my target. I want to get to my target. Spin the walls of your reality this way, counterclockwise. And as you begin to draw this hoop of energy to help you in the beginning, okay? Imagine a hula hoop, full size, in front of you. Okay? Big golden hula hoop. Here we go. Take the outer perimeter of that hula hoop and work your way in, okay, towards the center of that hula hoop. Tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until you go right back to your focus point, and then push with your third eye. Boom. What you're trying to literally do, which I didn't understand when I made that first video, is I am literally willing my consciousness to pierce through the veil. And I'm taking all that it is me, I'm focusing it all down, all of my energy and focus down to the size of something like, say, a needle. And the tip of that needle penetrates right through the veil. It penetrates with your force, your frequency, and your energy through this veil. Okay? So, counterclockwise to drill in. So you're drilling in, you're drilling. If you guys want to think about a tornado, you're standing inside of a huge tornado. I'm in the eye of the storm. You rotate this tornado horizontally. Rotate it this way. And you drive all the energy coming up from your body, arcing, and then pulse. Hit your focus point, pulse. Draw it up again. To your third eye, which is right here. Right here. Pulse. The faster you can pulse, the faster you can maintain that focus, the faster you go. Okay. Some of the things to pay attention to. What's going to happen is you're locked onto this focus point, this flame, which is burning inside of you, right here. You can see it because you just reflected it and refracted that image into your eyes because you stared at a candle for about 8 to 10 minutes. It settles, you lock onto that focus point. Okay? Now, the deal is that you want to travel towards that focus point. So in your mind's eye, it'll take you a while before you're getting closer and closer and closer to that focus point. You'll know you're getting closer to your focus point, ladies and gentlemen, because that little pinpoint or that flame, that focus point will get bigger and bigger. It'll start like this big, and then it'll get bigger and bigger, 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 until that sphere, that focus point, that flame, you actually go right through it. Okay? You just keep moving, and it's a very odd sensation, and you're going to feel frustrated at times. I want you to know that that is absolutely normal. Okay? You are trying to manually reset your suit. That is what you are truly doing. You are manually resetting your consciousness, your suit, to operate in the manner in which you know it does operate in, not what this place has told you. And in remembering yourself, you shall accomplish this. Now, I'm going through the wormhole, all of a sudden I see the walls start to move. The walls are moving, okay? I'm kind of tripping out, Stay on your focus point, stay on your bead, stay on your focus point, stay on your bead. What's going to happen is you're going to go into what I call the roller coaster. You're going to go up, you're going to go down. All of a sudden you breached that focus point. You will go through it, and what it feels like is like kind of like a roller coaster sensation. You're going to follow your focus point down, but you're riding with it now. It's no longer separate from you. That sphere of light is now around you entirely. And what you're actually doing is you're actually traveling, right? Your mind is traveling through this veil, through this construct to a place where your multidimensional roots were born. All right, back to you. Check this out. Counterclockwise to drill in, clockwise to pull things to you. So when you're using your third eye, you're going through the astral, and the walls are rotating. The key is the faster the rotation of the walls, spin. Here's your focus point, here's the spin. Okay? The walls will be rotating. Do not focus on the rotational spin. Focus on your focus point. Here is your target. Here. The faster the walls spin, the faster the speed. Okay, so at first it'll be going like this. The walls are kind of moving. Okay. As you get good, the faster the revolutions. The faster the revolutions, the faster the acceleration, the faster you travel through. Now this technique is just to open the door, right, to some of the experiences you guys are going to have. Okay, it is a way to manually go through the veil with your own will. It is a way that you can work on this in your apartment, in your home, in your bedroom. You by yourself with this flame technique until you can actually learn once again how to utilize your pineal gland and utilize that God's eye and utilize seeing through the veil and utilize understanding more about who you truly are. And that is why I made this video for you. So guys, when you turn your third eye on, I want to share some things that you might experience. Well, to understand if you're living in a big major city or you're living in a place that has a lot of history, when you turn your third eye on, you're peering through the veil, and you're actually seeing some of the spiritual components, entities, beings, consciousness, which is actually walking around and through, by you, through your house, on your property, your city, interacting in a different dimensional plane with you. Here's some things to understand. Okay. You are that eternal being that actually chose to take a physical form. There is no difference between that and you. However, in the physical, right, in this game we call life, right, there are certain things that you're able to do in the suit that is very powerful. Transmutation being one of them. And that indigo flame, transmutation. So what I want to give you a heads up on is that when your third eye does come on, and you do see some things that you might not be accustomed to remember this. It's all a phase in your transition. If we're walking down here, and we're in the basement, let's just say, and we're making our way up to the first floor, second floor, third floor, 3D, fourth floor, 4D, fifth floor, 5D, right? As we're making our way up, to understand as you go up in frequency, so does those characters' elegance, grace, and beauty. So sometimes when you first get your eyes open and you're actually staring at some of the aspects around, you might get a little spooked. But you understand in this duality game, right, it's been playing out here for quite some time on Earth, there is light and there is night. So I want you to understand that and walk in the light, trust your heart, but understand that unity consciousness and unconditional love is everything. However, in the beginning, when you're first turning your third eye on, you're first beginning to sense and see, the most important thing for you to understand is balance. 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 Resonate everything you see with your heart. Call down your protection. Call down your light whenever you feel weird. When I first started doing this, guys, and I was astral projecting, every time I felt a little weird or nervous when I started seeing dudes in the room and all this, I was always, only those beings that exist in the highest order of light may stand in my presence. Boom, did a 4 count there. Archangel Michael, my highest self, come to me now, my higher self, help protect me, I feel a little weird. Boom, 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 boom. You see him drop down, boom. And then you go, put your hands up if you exist in the highest order of light. And they're all like, yeah, we're still here. So to understand, those types of interactions will make you feel more comfortable with what's going on energetically and spiritually around you. Mind you, all of this is always going around us 24 hours, 365. 24/7, 365, all of these spiritual interactions are always going on. The difference is, are you conscious of it or not? So regardless of what you believe, regardless of where you come from, to understand that this is always going on around us. All of these dimensional planes, all these multiple dimensional realities and aspects, consciously, you're in a consciousness engine right now on Earth. It's conscious. Everything is conscious. Energy. We're made of energy. We're made of stardust. Okay? All of these elements you always must remind yourself of, because sometimes when you're coming, you're waking up, and all of a sudden they take that blindfold off, and you're like, where am I? What is this? And you get that fear comes up. I just want you to understand, you're always going to your 4 count mantra, always calling your highest self, your higher selves, coming in, protecting me. I feel like I'm something's out of place. Help me, heal me. And I always reference my med team, my medical officers that are on my stream to always come down here. And the last thing I'll share with you is that this is a free will zone on Earth. And to always remember that if you really want that change inside of yourself, and if you really want that change, in your environment, your abundance, you must ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. Ask for the love, ask for the healing, right? And ask as you feel, right? In your own speed, at your own speed truly. Start putting one positive foot in front of the other and taking on these deeper questions in life, like why are we here? Why did I incarnate on this planet? And what are some of the things that I would like to accomplish in this lifetime? These are things to focus on. So with that, my family, just know that I love you very, very much. More videos to come, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace.